Hello everyone, and welcome to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. Just like with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, this has 3 separate games, and each game has 4 or 5 cases. Like with the previous trilogy, I will be devoting a number of videos to each case, depending on how long it is. And if you are watching this on YouTube, that means I've completed the entire trilogy. Not just this one game with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, but the entire trilogy. This is a direct sequel to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, and takes place approximately 7 or maybe 8 years afterwards. And we have a new protagonist, as you can tell here, named Apollo Justice. And we shall soon see what's been happening in the last 7 years, since we last left with Phoenix Wright. Like with Phoenix Wright, we will be going through, for the most part, murder cases, and how to solve them and figure out who the real culprit is, while defending our client. So, just a forewarning to all of you, the second game of this trilogy, which is called Dual Destinies, is rated M for mature. I hesitated to play M-rated games. It has a lot of graphic stuff in it, and I will be giving you a warning beforehand for that game on screen. So just so you know, Dual Destinies is not for children. Okay, I'm serious about this. Do not let young children watch it. It is very graphic. It's all animated, sure, but it's still not for everyone. So you have been warned about that. And there will be some very little graphic things in this game as well. The first game, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, but not a whole lot compared to the second game anyway. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just start. This first case has 2 different parts to it, so I think I'll actually divide it up into 2 different videos. So let's get going. New game. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Episode 1. Turnabout Trump. Showdown time. You lose. Oh! Eek! I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. You should have come to that. April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defense Lobby number 3. Man, have I missed doing this. And I'll do my best with the voices, but I can't make any real promises here. Panicked, palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wind up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That squishy noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Yeah. Your first trial, and it's homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all right over that. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing you our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Whoa. He looks familiar. Whoa. Good, morning? Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help. So you're... Fine. I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I didn't remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend. So why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. You should know who that is. Okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. April 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. The court is now in session. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, it's him again, huh? The defense is, fine. Ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late. And he was Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always accede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice. But to address his case to this greenhorn, why? I don't exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience. Fine. But does he have cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we have to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Yep, It's Phoenix Wright himself, who looks like a homeless guy. What happened to him, I wonder? Well, we will find out, eventually. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne? To think I saw you enter this room as a fresh attorney. Enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. The crime occurred at a Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him, wham, on the head, smack, killed him cold. A customer in the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was? A pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Deadly bottle added to the court record. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record? Right, I've heard of that. Use E to look at the evidence so far. We'll do just that. Let's see here. Attorney's badge. The autopsy report. 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to forehead. Let's look at that. Push Z for back. And the grape juice. Okay, but we can examine this later. For now, let's look at this. Christoph Gavin, age 32. Boss at Gavin Law Offices. A first-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor. Phoenix Wright, age 33. Formerly an ace defense attorney and of some renown. Shady Smith, the victim in this case, a traveler only recently back in country. And Winston Payne, the prosecuting attorney. For all of his experience, he lacks a certain presence, I'll say. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So, the victim was a customer in this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? I believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to his country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant? That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. All of this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Indeed. It appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. Pardon me while I drink some water. Okay. I'll think more later.
Objection!
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. That will be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Witness testimony. The competition. I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over the poker table. The room where we play and the competition is in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. A pianist who can't play piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask for Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examination? Normally I would skip it, but for this case I actually will. So I'll do a refresher course. Better safe than sorry, especially this early in the game. It's like he knows he's in a game. Yes, teach me. I know nothing. Indeed. Your job, Justice, is to be mindful of the court record and the testimony. Look for inconsistencies in the testimony with what the court record tells you. When you found an inconsistency, that's when you present the conflicting evidence from the court record with E. But I didn't hear anything strange at all in the testimony just now. A good sign that you need to press with the witness with Q for more information. Press him? Don't let the fact that he's a remarkable man hold you back. Get more information. But isn't Mr. Wright my client? Well, think you can do it? Yes, thank you, sir. I think I can do it. I think you'd better, or we're going to have a problem. Just remember, find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin in the cross-examination. Alright. Let's see here. There's no point pressing that one. Let's press this one. They pay you to just play poker? That would seem to be the case. I'm a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes. Imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. Oh, I love his little quips. Whoa, what? I played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion? It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? Okay. The woman in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bull Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on a silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room? Gambling hoods, you know? Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout for little else. The room had a few other tricks to it. That was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Okay. I'm going to drink some more water, so give me a second here. I talk this much, I need more liquids. Okay. For this one, we need a press. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, well, no one can slip in cards. There was something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there were some lines scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the table of the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Heh. Yes, a game of hands. Okay. This competition you were talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game, after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room at the very moment that the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was disappointed about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right? There's something I'd like to make. I'd like make clear. Wait. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Let's see here. I think I need to, This says it has, his fingerprints, so...
Objection!
So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? The script juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Too bad your new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. I don't know why, but that just makes me crack up there. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears in our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints in a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints, they wouldn't prove a thing, that they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Yes. To brain someone with a bottle. Mr. Gavin, I think things just continue for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle into the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant will use the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Wright's cell phone added to the court record, used by the defendant to notify the police from the restaurant's first floor. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim to be he is being uncooperative? I say, Mr. Gavin, I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about. What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime? So someone was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? I surmise that she's been frightened by the defendant's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? Now, I'm pretty sure this girl has a Russian accent, but I cannot do that, so I'll just do my best. I swear on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against the hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. Now the prosecution... Oh, wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be... My name is Olga Orley. Olga Orley. I'm pretty sure that's a pun of some kind, but I don't really actually get it. Olga Orley. Olga Orley. I'm employed as a waitress in Borscht Bull Club restaurant. Then, why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service. I take it one of these other services is the taking the customer's pictures. Like for example, this one. That's the defendant? Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in his white hat is the one who has gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop in trial laps. In the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers, casually. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Olga's photo added to the court record. The defendant and Mr. Smith and the Borscht Bowl Club. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room, the hideout, we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is room where a famous gangster, bad guy, was arrested. Bad guy? Really? I assume that's how it's pronounced. It is room where murder took place. What? You look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post at my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered, and you will be right which ones you want a copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Sheedy Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. And if Mr. Wright wasn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness, you will testify to the courtroom about that night's events. Witness testimony. That fateful night. Okay. About 35 minutes, but I don't want to end the video just yet, especially right now. That night, Kessler asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, The victim, he plays with the whole time with his hand on locket in his neck. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, That man flew at victim, and he is strangling him to death. What now? Incidentally, who won the game? Is it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Okay, hang on. I'm going to pause my recording real quick. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to take a long drink of water there. Ahem. Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case for my first 7 years as a prosecutor, either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the pocket chips as they lay in the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? Yes. Imagine that in poker's war. Your hand is a real army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. What? I think he means poker face. Okay, poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem like most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Chip's photo added to the court record. Defendant and victim's chips were when crime took place. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Hang on. I have to go to the 5th statement here. Let's see here. Autopsy report. He was killed by a single blow to the head, so this cannot be right.
Objection!
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal custom was all he took on borscht. No, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ack! Miss Orley, really now, did you witness the crime? Eek! Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Photo of forehead. Hat removed during investigation. But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at the victim His neck! Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice? I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Okay. Now, we go to the third statement here. Let's take a look at this. There's no necklace here. So I think this is what we present.
Objection!
You know, there was one curious part of her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played this with his hand on the locket at his neck. I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? Are we able to believe this witness's testimony as is? And the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah. The defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh? You mean this? Yes. It's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. What? Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well now, if the results of the poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost, badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Okay, we're nearly done with part 1. Serious competition. The game began with 3,500 points, point and chips for each man. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment he lost was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitterest pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Yeah, probably too much Perry Mason. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this was testimony must be wrong. Okay. Let's press this one.
Hold it!
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yes. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to be explained? Pocket chips are pocket chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip of the old block. Not... Thanks. I missed what he said because I went back to him before I could read it all. Now that I pressed her, I had better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two types of chips. 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip. It is not money, Justice. Sir, don't you find her comments interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I have to add to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Absolutely. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. And add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind. Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000 points. 2 kinds in all. Hang on. Let's see here. If one is worth 1,000 points and the other is worth 100 points, something does not add up.
Objection!
You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. Yeah, it seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so, too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1 carried the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't on kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. But why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. fall through right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Madness! Utter madness! Show me that photograph of the chips again. There were 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Indeed. The victim did have a large number of chips still. Ah! Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points, and large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning the night after all. That's impossible. My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Yarg! Now, Mr. Orley, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Eek! Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive. And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony. Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley? I do not want to be seeing this, but... Actually, you see... See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. To cheat? You don't mean... a trick? Wait, what do you mean? A scam? Trick or treat, okay. They're all the same thing. Yes, yes, there was cheat in the last hand. In last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. Very interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. Oh boy, I'm needing an hour here. The final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There was 4 hands of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Point, Mr. Smith. Miss Orley, why do you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover-up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Warriors these days, you don't know your poker? I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is that, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah? No problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Wow, they both have full houses. You forget, there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. Ahem. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Okay. Alright. The last hand, both men had full house. Well, I didn't get that part. Okay. Let's press this one.
Hold it!
How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a fifth ace. A fifth ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail to a testimony, please. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. I beg to differ. I only see 4 aces here. One of each, whatchamacallit? Oh, what's the word they use here? Club, heart, spade, and diamond. Suit, that's it. One of each suit.
Objection!
It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? For my name. Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your fingers to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? Hang on. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I believe it's this.
Take that!
Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Leak! Well, or maybe the witness was mistakenly confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the third ace in question.
Objection!
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on the right here in this courtroom. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The fifth ace. It was cheating. I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying. Yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You are to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards? Mr. Payne. Yes? The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? At least the cards don't prove cheating was going on. Nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I'm going to go with the victim's hands. And it was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests the time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. Receipt of evidence. Victim Smith's hand was left at the scene a full house. Well, time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. Oh, that did automatically. When examining the evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using up, left, right, down, right to turn it every which way, and B and M zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Alright. Oh, look at that. A blue card. That looks interesting. Okay. How do we, it was presented? Well, has the defense found anything of relevance? I didn't find out that I even found nothing out. Perhaps you best examine the defense cards before leaping to any conclusions. Or maybe examine these cards one more time? Well, okay. No. How do I, oh, examine. There we go. Well, what? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color. That's impossible. If I put that card in the white's hand. Ack! What was that, Miss Orley? No, I mean, said, I have eek. Your Honor, Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One really needs a friend, and a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Yeah. Order. Focus, Justice. Trying to take advantage of her. Of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in Red's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room in the time of the incident. And Mr. Wright isn't guilty. That means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Eek! How did those not break? Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley? It appears she has lost her consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice, Your Honor. It seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. Nick! What? I did it! I held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Objection!
What? Mr. Wright? You can't end this trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. Why not does the defendant spewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you were about to get off the hook? Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. The 2 decks of the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. Used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix. Which means there was cheating. Yes, a card stepped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might... Excuse me. It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? I think it was after the murder. Perhaps it would have happened after the murder? Well, what's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Objection!
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, quite true. That would mean that the blue card was in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Okay, this is going to pass silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. Hang on. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and a witness, Olga Orley. Okay, so who was it that swapped in the red card for a blue? Well, I don't think it was Phoenix, and I don't think it was Olga. Let's go with someone else. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley either. Well, what are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Heh. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all of this is. Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colored cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case record, that this person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial is proceeded on one central assumption, namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you, quote, chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes. Finally. April 20th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defending Lobby number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person in the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? No, now. I think you would know the answer to that. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I only ask that you leave the defending of your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't smelled one bit, Christoph. Justice. Yes, sir? The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. There's a picture of my daughter in there. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you will meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? It is not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never. Honest, but it is odd that you managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is a trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who would notice that? Words, habits, twitches, is all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? Well, you will, soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I ain't no idea my Court of Steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. That went on a lot longer than I thought it would. Yes. As you can see, I've not played this game for quite a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and just save over this one. Okay. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, because we've gone for, 80 minutes already. I should have stopped halfway through and just, I don't know, done a singing video or something. Anyway, with that being said, next time we shall finish this trial. I at least I hope we can. Hope it won't be, 80 minutes long. I want each of my videos here to be more than an hour if I can avoid it. Anyway, so until then, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and take care.